Hello everyone, Nick the DM here, back with a Dungeons & Dragons video. In this video, we're taking a look at another planar dragon. This time, I'm talking about the Battle Dragon. So, let's get into it. The Battle Dragon appears in two different editions, 3.5e and 4th edition. And both versions are fairly unique in their own ways. And while sometimes the differences between a creature between editions can be boiled down to an evolution of the creature or a change just amongst the rulings in the game, in this case, these two dragons, while similar, may in fact be different creatures. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, battle dragons are planar dragons, meaning they originate from a plane other than the material plane. But which plane they come from is different between 3rd and 4th edition. In 3.5e, the battle dragons come from the heroic domains of Isgard, also called Gladsheim, the plane ruled by the Norse pantheon, and they can also be found in Arvandor, Dragon Eyrie, House of the Triad, and Warrior's Rest. While in 4th edition, it lists battle dragons as a type of astral subspecies from the astral plane where they dwell within the domains of different gods, as was typical for 4th edition. 4th edition also states that astral dragons, and therefore the subspecies battle dragons, are chromatic dragons that have lived in the realm so long that they have diverged from their ancestors. Now this could mean that the two different editions versions of the battle dragons are different, one being the original and the 4th edition chromatic evolved version being the new generation. It could also mean that, like most things in 3rd edition, battle dragons were affected by the spell plague and became something new, along with other chromatic dragons that have been turned into the battle dragon in 4th edition. Or even perhaps the 3rd edition battle dragons went extinct and had to be replaced by these newer versions. The appearances of the battle dragons are also described differently between the editions. 4th edition describes them as resembling a hybrid between a chromatic red and metallic gold dragon with gleaming green scales tipped in red, bronze, or gold. Its great wings unfold from its back to reveal brilliantly patterned skin. Sharp horns extend from the back of the dragon's skull and its extremities. Now 3.5e gives another similar yet different description, stating that a battle dragon at rest has a dull brown sheen to its scales, but once it takes flight and the sun can strike against its armored skin, a battle dragon gleams like the finest gold. However, what's really interesting is the artwork. Two pictures, each from a different edition, but despite the slight differences in descriptions, both of these pictures look so similar to each other that either one could be placed with the other's description. Battle dragons are glorious creatures that rejoice in valorous combat, often serving as steeds for powerful warriors. According to the 3.5e Draconomicon, battle dragons by juvenile age often find use as steeds for small-sized riders, and by young adult and older, they can bear medium-sized riders. It isn't mentioned if or when a battle dragon can have a large rider, but given how large most dragons get, it seems like it may be a possibility for much older dragons. Though battle dragons follow the exact same sizes a white dragon does throughout the age categories in 3.5, making them a bit smaller than the typical dragon. Some cities and knightly orders have accords and deals made with nearby battle dragon families for the sake of mutual protection and assistance, and generation after generation of rider finds an ally with the same family line of dragons. Battle dragons are also noted to be notorious optimists and can find a silver lining to every situation. This optimism is often contagious as they inspire others to bravery and valor in battle. A battle dragon is a fearless combatant, raised from birth to take joy in the simple act of conflict. It uses its special abilities to strengthen the prowess of its allies, while striking fear into foes with its breath weapon, frightful presence, and battle fury. Now all of that information was from the 3.5e Draconomicon, and I separated the lore by edition because some things have changed quite a bit, and as I said before, descriptions are different and origins are different, so two different generations, two different types of battle dragons. We'll see. According to the 4th edition Draconomicon, chromatic dragons, Battle dragons are prized for their warlike cunning and loyalty, serving diverse gods such as Kord, Bane, and even Grumsh, as well as supporting their deities' mortal servants. Battle dragons lend their might to holy champions in wars against their enemies, whether that be foul fiends or the servants of rival gods. Battle dragons, similar to earlier editions, are natural leaders that inspire allies and encourage them to perform daring acts of heroism or despicable deeds of villainy, depending on whom they serve. They lead strikes against enemies, instilling a sense of duty and purpose in their followers. Battle dragons are loath to quit the battlefield, but are intelligent enough to know when the cause is lost. However, before departing, it delivers a vicious bite for its opponent to remember it by. Another reason to separate the 4th edition Battle Dragon from their predecessor in 3.5e is the origin in 4th edition. Battle dragons have the origin immortal. Immortals are native to the astral sea and don't age or die of natural causes. This makes it seem like the 4th edition Battle Dragons cannot breed as their offspring would never age, meaning every battle dragon must be a chromatic dragon who has pledged its service to a deity and resided in the astral sea long enough to be transformed and therefore no longer age. Which does seem like it would be an attractive offer for chromatic dragons who wish to avoid the Twilight Age. Now, normally at this point in the video, I go through an ancient stat block made for 5th edition that I have converted for the dragon in the video. However, due to the vast differences between the abilities and traits each edition had that were different, I elected not to make stats in this video because it would make this video way too long for a single span of time. However, if you want me to make converted 5th edition stats for the Battle Dragons in another video, give this video a like and leave a comment down below. I'll probably end up making 2 different stats and 2 different selection of stat blocks for each Battle Dragon from each different edition. However, if you would like me to make a fused version with traits from both Battle Dragons to make the ultimate Battle Dragon, let me know in the comments down below. But right now, I will list some of the abilities the Battle Dragon has from each edition. From 3.5e, a Battle Dragon's alignment is always neutral good. Challenge rating wise, they have similar, if not slightly higher challenge ratings compared to Black Dragons in 3.5e, so that might be a good way to mark conversions. Battle Dragons are immune to sonic damage in 3.5. The natural weapons of a young or older Battle Dragon are considered magical to bypass resistances, as all Planar Dragons were in 3.5e. Ancient Battle Dragons have a Battle Fury very similar to that of a 3rd edition Barbarian's Rage with some minor differences. So if you are just trying to convert it directly, giving an Ancient Battle Dragon a similar Rage to a Barbarian will not only be accurate, but will be absolutely terrifying for an Ancient Dragon. For its breath weapons, a Battle Dragon has 2 different types of breath weapons, a cone of sonic energy and a cone of fear gas, which seems redundant considering that a Battle Dragon also has a frightful presence, but they only unlock that at young adult age. But at the same time, it does seem a little carried away. However, the cone of fear gas does mention in 3.5e that it will up from a lesser frightened state to a more higher frightened state, as there were 3 different types of frightened in 3.5e, but that's a different topic. At the adult stage, a Battle Dragon gains the Inspire Courage ability, which is said to be identical to a Bard's ability of the same name from 3.5e. So, an adult or older Battle Dragon would have Bardic Inspiration, it seems, if you convert it to 5th edition. Battle Dragons in 3.5 had some growing damage reductions to all but magical weapons and a secondary reduction to all but evil weapons, as well as a minor regeneration ability. Spell-like abilities for 3.5e, 3 times a day, a Battle Dragon could cast Aid and Protection from Evil. Once per day each, Hero's Feast or Shield Other. Skills, Perform or Performance is a class skill for Battle Dragons. Their preferred modes of performance include Oratory and Singing. Battle Dragons in 3.5e speak Common, Draconic, and Celestial typically. Now for 4th edition. The Battle Dragons in 4th edition could have any alignment. They had a similar difficulty and challenge rating to white dragons of the same age category, but were not solo monsters like the other chromatic dragons. This means that while most chromatic dragons were encountered as solo creatures and were listed as such, battle dragons were most often encountered among troops, so they were not made to be single encounters. Battle dragons in 4th edition had resistance to radiant damage, they had a frightful presence, a bite attack, and breath weapon that deal ongoing radiant damage each turn after the initial damage. They can speak Draconic and Supernal, which I think is the Celestial for 4th edition. I'm not entirely familiar with 4th edition yet. Finally, battle dragons in 4th edition possess a battle cry that can bolster nearby allies with temporary hit points. And that is all I have on the battle dragons. 2 confusing origins for 2 different yet similar dragons. Again, if you want to see some converted stats for one, both, or a combination of these dragons, let me know down in the comments. Anyways, if you've liked this video, consider subscribing to help support the channel, and maybe check out some of my other videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!